Hello, my friends. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of cases, comparing the letters that were written to me with what I found in their irises. And I'm going to try to teach you guys how you can be looking at your own irises and know what you need to do to help heal yourself. So the first case I'm gonna read is from Kim in Yucaipa, California. She wrote me a letter. She said, "Last year I was diagnosed with diabetes and put on metformin." Okay, so right away, when we're having blood sugar issues, we know that either it's a pancreas problem or an adrenal problem. Well, and also the liver, because the liver is involved also in sugar metabolism. It's not always a matter of the pancreas creating insulin. It can be, but it's not always that, because your adrenal glands are involved in metabolizing your sugars, and your liver is involved in storing glycogen so that you can retrieve sugar when your blood sugar gets low. So there's a lot going on, and we can't just necessarily say, oh, your blood sugar is high, therefore I'm going to put you on metformin. Okay, so we have a lot of things to think about. And she says, I've had COPD for many years. Okay, so are her lungs. However, I quit smoking after 48 years of addiction on July 1st. Yay for you. You keep going. And I've had fibromyalgia for the past 25 years. Okay. I've had multiple stomach issues for several years. Diverticulitis, GERD, gastritis, a cyst on my liver. Okay, so we know right away that her lymph system is very, very backed up. When you have diverticulitis, cysts, things like that, that is your lymphatic system is congested, and that means that your kidneys and your adrenal glands are not functioning. You're not getting rid of all this backup of sewage. So your lymphatic system is like your sewage system. Your blood is more like your kitchen. Your body, you bring in the food, it metabolizes it, sends the good stuff to your blood, and mostly, okay, this is in general, mostly to your blood, and you get nutrients to your blood. Well, your lymphatic system is involved in your immune system. It's where it's your interstitial tissues, okay, where you have more fluids and a little bit of blood. Okay, you have more fluid in your lymphatic system than you have in your blood system. And what do you have in your lymphatic system? You have pus, right? You might have clear liquid, and you probably get a little bit of blood out of there. Okay, so we know that the fact that she's having these diverticulitis, which is basically your lymph system inside your stomach is backed and it compacted, and the walls of your intestines are infected. Okay, a cyst on her liver. Your liver is a huge lymphatic organ. Okay, it does so many things, but it's a huge part of your lymphatic system too. So it metabolizes, does like over 500 things in the body, I believe, and so the fact that you have a cyst in there, you have a lot of stagnation. Said chronic ear, nose, and throat issues and allergies. Yes, you're backed up way up here. And on July 1st, I was hospitalized for 2 days because inside my tongue, a pea-sized and a boulder-sized lump formed inside my tongue. ENT specialist took 18-gauge needle, pulled out what she could. She said blood and pus, just like I was telling you. What happens is your tongue is an extension of your overall digestion. Your digestion system is one big hole that runs through your body. So your tongue is attached to it. Anything that's on your tongue is way down deep inside you. So that kind of goes with your diverticulitis, you know, all that. Your lymphatic system is just plugged, okay? And it's trying to come out. You're getting cysts places, and this is really serious, okay? Once you get this backed up, way up in your brain and in your liver, it's a really serious thing, and you need to take this very seriously. You have got to get, if I were you, I would work on your kidneys, because if you're not draining, that's where your lymph system drains, okay? Your kidneys have got to get moving. Your adrenal glands, you got to get working. And your adrenal glands are also involved in your sugar metabolism. So, and nerve impulse, okay? So there's a lot going on here. And this is really serious, okay? Because this just gets worse, okay? What are you gonna do if you get a huge lump in your intestines, okay? From a big cyst. You won't be able to eat. You know, that's a really serious stuff. So you have got to get your mind wrapped around this and just do what you got to do. If I were you, I would, for 30 days, I would eat nothing but grapes. I mean it. Nothing but grapes. I mean, no salads, no meat, absolutely no meat. Your body can't handle it, okay? Grapes are so nutritious. There's a book called Miracle Cure of Grapes or something to that. It's a really small little book, but it's a really good book. And it's written by a lady basically that was looking for all these answers for her cancer. She tried this, she tried that, and finally she went on a grape fast, what we call grape fast. Or Robert Morse calls it a grape fast. And that's what pulled her out of it. Okay, so grapes are highly nutritious. Your body can't handle anything else right now. And you've got to start pulling that stuff out. And what we have to do when we are so sick, you have to quit doing what you've been doing that got you there. Okay? Okay, if you are unable to digest, your body can't handle it, you cannot do meat. You cannot do grains, all right? You might not even be able to do vegetables. Fruits are actually the most energetic foods of all. And you want to eat those raw or frozen. If you occasionally have some maybe dried fruit, you don't want sulfur on it. Okay, sulfur builds up in the gut lining and it causes candida, and so that's another issue with sulfa drugs. Anyway, so you've got to get that moving, and you should get on nothing but grapes, and I don't mean grape juice, I mean grapes, unless you make your own juice. Okay, it can't be pasteurized. When they pasteurize it, they kill the good part. Okay, they kill the energy that you need. You need that energy, that high energy food. And when I say energy, I'm talking about vibrational energy. So everything has a vibrational energy. The sun, you know, your heart does. Why do you think they can put electromagnetic things on your heart and test your heartbeat? Okay, because you have electricity in your heart, and that's what they're measuring on your skin surface. So your whole body, your central nervous system, is based on electrical impulses. And we have to give your body as much as it can, because at this point, it can't do anything on its own. So you have to nourish that, okay? So here I go. I still have a pea size inside my tongue, okay? Cause is unknown. Well, now you know. Okay, your lymphatic system is backed up and it isn't draining. And all that stuff is acids. That's your pain and your fibromyalgia. That's all your pain. Your body the interstitial tissue should be above 7 pH. So our blood is always around a 7.374 pH. Your body will always keep your blood there, because if your blood gets off that, you die. Okay. And then your lymph system, which is supposed to carry out all the trash, right? It takes all those acids away. Well, if your acids are not draining, they're sitting in your tissues, they're sitting in your lymphatic system. They're getting hard and they're burning you. So what does acid do? It burns, just like a car battery. You would never want to touch it and leave it, right? Your skin is going to burn you. That's what acids do. And so when you're plugged up like that, all that stuff is sitting in your tissues just burning you, okay? So you have to get that moving. You have to quit doing what you've been doing, no meat. I'm going to show you your eyes, and you're going to see why you definitely need some support, okay? I'll try to keep it as cost effective for you as I can, but you really need it, okay? There are my diagnoses from the doctor, along with other minor things. The past couple of months, I've had some major bowel problems. Yes, you're going to have some major bowel problems. I feel real bloated, full of gas, burping, ridiculous. Okay, so you could be bloated if you have a lot of sulfur, or if you have a lot of candida, and those two go really together, and also from your liver and your gallbladder. So those two together, you probably have both. Your eye pictures were not real clear, but I can assume that you have those, okay? And I've not been able to have a proper bowel movement. No, you're not going to, because who knows what's going on in there, honey. It's been loose the last couple of months and worsening eyesight. A lot going on with me, I know. But you can reverse it, okay? So even though you're at a really bad place, a lot of people do it. People come out of the deathbed. And you just need to take charge. There's a reason why you're here, okay? There's a reason why we're connected, so that I can show you. God has connected us together so I could show you what's going on in your body, and He's given you this information for a purpose. And I know that things are hard for you financially to be able to do this, but you need to pray and ask the Lord to provide for you what you need for this. But I would start right now doing a grape fast. And you need to check your urine, okay? First urine of the morning, I want you to urinate in a clear jar. Put a lid on it, set it down for 2 days, don't disturb it, and then look at it again. Do you have any settlement at the bottom? I bet you don't have anything at all in there, okay? Try it. We're going to work on getting those kidneys flowing and getting those acids out of your body. And so you need to get that going. You're going to need some help, okay? But one thing you can do is dry fast. That means no water, no food. Now, you don't want to do that for, extended period of time. But you can build up. Like, when you get up in the morning, give yourself an hour before you drink anything, before you have any water or any food, okay? Do that for a while. Because what happens, and then start adding and work yourself up to being able to do that for a day or a day and a half, okay? What happens is when we don't have fluids, our body starts squeezing the cells. It starts, squeezing and trying to get some fluids out of there. And that's what your kidneys need to do. It needs to start working, learning how to work and get those, squeezing it and coming back alive, basically. You're forcing it to start working again. And if you, take it easy, start with an hour, and do that for a week, an hour, with no food or water when you first wake up, okay? And then, start adding on, making it a little longer, until you can get to go for a day, without food or water. Okay? You don't want to go too long because, obviously our body needs some fluid, but You will get plenty of fluid from your grapes. You may not even be thirsty because fruits are filled with water. And it really cuts down the amount of water you need, which is great because most of the water that we get from the faucet is not good for you. Okay, so here are the supplements she's been taking: krill oil, digestive enzymes with brunch. You feel like you need those because your pancreas isn't functioning. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay, but here's what you need to do. Instead of putting digestive enzymes in there, we need to support the pancreas because we want your pancreas to start working. If you're always forever giving your body a break, it won't ever produce. So you want to support the pancreas so that it'll start producing its own digestive enzymes. And when you eat live food, like you will if you're eating fruits, it's alive, it already has digestive enzymes in it. That's wonderful. It helps you digest and gives you that energy to get that done. You're on metformin for diabetes, okay? Now you know your metformin makes you have less B12 and CoQ10 and different nutrients. It lowers it. And then oftentimes people start having cramps because they're on metformin, okay? Magnesium for asthma. B complex and electrolytes. Kirkland, I probably wouldn't use Kirkland, okay? When you're looking at a supplement, you want it to be made of pure food, organic foods, okay? And the foods that they put together will have these certain nutrients, and oftentimes when it's made of foods, you could look up, it'll say it has this much, and this much, and this much. What it's basically saying, that's the minimum amount of those vitamins that this food that's in here is producing for you. But you always want your vitamins to be made from foods or herbs, okay? No synthetic. If it doesn't say that it's made from food, then it's synthetic, and that's basically you're putting petroleum in your body, okay? Would you want to drink gasoline? No. So don't put synthetic vitamins in your body either, okay? Young Living Alkaline, that might be okay, but let's just go with the nothing but your grapes for now, okay? CoQ10 because you're on statin meds, yes. And Sambiscus elderberry with C and zinc. Okay, as long as it's just elderberry and it's not added synthetic C and zinc. But put that off for a little while too, okay? Just do your grapes for 30 days. Nothing but grapes. If you can happen to find some raw, unpasteurized grape juice, I used to be able to find it, and I haven't been able to find it lately, but that would be great. You know, if you could find that, you could drink that instead of grapes. You will get thin because you are not absorbing anything, and your intestines are full of lymph and stagnation. You are not absorbing, and you are going to get thin. Do you remember when I got thin? That's why, okay? So people are going to tell you, oh, go to the doctor. What's wrong with you? I'm worried about you, because you're going to get thin. And you have got to get that stuff off of your lining of your stomach. You got to start moving that lymph, okay? And then she also says high cholesterol. And instead of statin, she's been taking krill oil. And then she says there's something about her heart. She's supposed to be taking lisinopril, which treats high blood pressure and heart failure. Okay, we're going to be looking at that. You show signs that you need some support there too. But you don't take that, you take CoQ10. Okay, well, is that helping you, the CoQ10? Because rather than take CoQ10, I'd rather you actually eat, take a supplement that has heart in it, because the heart itself will have CoQ10, and you will at the same time you will build your heart while adding CoQ10 to your body at the same time. Okay, so let's take a look at your eyes, Kim. All right, the pictures were not very good, and brown eyes are really hard to see anyway. So we're gonna look at, I took two of the right eye pictures. First of all, before we go there, let me show you what I use. This is called the Iridology Chart, and you can see right eye, left eye, and remember that everything you're seeing from me is backwards because of the way it works with the video. So you can see all the different areas of the body that it shows, where all the reflexes of your body goes to your eyes, okay? And you can actually, you can find pictures of these. You don't have to buy the chart. You can find pictures and print them. Obviously, I like to have my chart because it's handy and it's really, it's better, but, and then you can look at all this and you can get, a pen light is actually better. Okay, see this? And you just turn on the pen light, and then you could shine it in your eyes. You want to shine it kind of at a degree and get really, really close to your bathroom mirror and look in there. Okay, and then you can look at and compare at the chart what time or where it is on the chart, like 3 or 9 or 12 or 6 p.m., you know, 1 or 2, and where is that on the chart, and how are you doing? Okay, it'll take a little while for you to start healing. You will feel better, okay? You'll kind of go back and forth from feeling better to, you'll have detox reactions because we're getting all that crap out. So that stuff is going to start coming out, and you'll start having reactions. If you remember some of the reactions that I had, okay? So things will start coming out, and that's a good thing, okay? And I just suggest, because of where you're at in your health, that you take some time to take care of yourself, okay? You do what you need to do, and if you feel tired, you stay home and rest because your body needs it, all right? It's really important for you right now, all right? So this is what I use, and you can use a pen light, which is what I like to use, but you could also use a little key light, okay? So it's a little brighter maybe. Just hold it a little farther away, and then you could shine it right in your eyes and get up into the mirror and look, and you can see a lot of detail, okay? Now, a healthy eye has fibers. Oops, excuse me. I dropped my part of my... A healthy eye has fibers that are really, if you can see these little tiny, tiny spokes, let's just say you have, you know, fiber here, fiber here, fiber here. Fibers should be close together and straight. Okay, that's a healthy person. That's a strong constitution when they're close and straight together. And when you can see the color of the eye, okay, when everything's blue. Now, nobody has perfect eyes. We're all working on something. But straight lines and close together, and that's what your goal is to get your eye to do that. Your body will begin to heal. Okay, so, and then when you see white, like white, a thick film of white, or you might see white around a certain area, that's your lymphatic system. That is called the acute stage. That is acids that are building up, and they do cause pain, okay? Then when it gets a little darker, more into like a gray, light gray color, past that white stage, and you start seeing that the fibers are separated or broken. If the fibers are broken, that definitely means that there's destruction in the tissues in that certain area. The darker and the darker and the darker that it goes, the worse it is. Okay, so if you have a pit and it's really black in there, that means you have destruction in that tissue. Okay, so and it needs. So the goal is get the acids out. Okay, by detoxification, and mainly that's your liver, but it's also your lymphatic system, and you can't skip that part. Okay, so gut first, that's foundational, the gut and the digestion, and moving the lymph. Okay, so that's the thing. So when we look at this right eye, I printed 2 of them because they weren't very good pictures, and her eyes are brown. If you guys can, if you can get a friend who doesn't have an iPhone to take your pictures, because, whoops, sorry about that, I knocked it over. I'm using my phone. Anyway, if you can get somebody that does not have an iPhone, that has a different kind of phone, because iPhones don't do very well. Plus, you want to get in a place where you don't have reflections from light. See all that? It kind of blocks it. iPhones don't do very good in details. But if you look at your pictures, okay, and you'll be able to see them if you bring them up. I made some notes here, okay, and you're going to see how it corresponds. Okay, first of all, you see that white rim around the outside. That's a cholesterol ring. Okay, that's your liver and your gallbladder. Okay, so you need to support those. Obviously, if you have a cyst in your liver, that's telling you that you've got issues. We got to get you on some silymarin, okay, which is part of milk thistle. That's the active ingredient that we're looking for in milk thistle. And you need to take a lot of it, okay? I would probably take 500 milligrams 3 times a day, all right? So and that will help with that, and you can keep an eye on your cholesterol. Now, cholesterol in general is not a huge problem, but when it starts sticking, when you've been eating bad or your liver's not functioning, and it's sticky from eating gluten, and you're having acids that get sticky and stuff, and it starts sticking to the lining of your vessels, well, then that's a problem, okay? Especially if you have a lot of acids and which deteriorate everything. So that's another reason to alkalize your body, okay? So anyway, here's what I wrote. This is the right eye. This one I mainly wanted you to see that there's this whole ring. This picture showed all the ring, and you can see, look at all the veins and the whites. Now I don't know how to do the sclera diagnosis, but I know when you have all those veins, that's because your body's showing you it's very acidic. Okay, now down here, if you can see all this darkness right here, okay, you got a dark line right here. That is your hip, your right. This is the right eye, so everything in the right eye goes to your right side. So your right hip, thigh, knee, and foot. Okay, you have issues there. Look at that whiteness all there. That's your lymphatic system. Even with your dark brown eyes, you can see that you have a buildup. That white ring right there is your lymphatic system. So everything is clogged. You're having pancreas, those dark spots. You have them in 4 different places. There's 4 places for pancreas, and all of them are showing that. This dark spot right here is where the heart is. Okay? That means your heart has tissue deterioration. So that's why we need to support that with some glandulars, okay? Let's see, what else do I have here? Yes. Your kidney and bladder area. The kidney and bladder area right here. And that's going to have also your adrenal. That whole area is your kidney, bladder, adrenal area. Okay, so that supports what we've been talking about. And that's your right side. Your right kidney and adrenal run the right side, and the left kidney and adrenal will run the left side. So let's see what happens on your left eye. We got more of the same, more pancreas areas, and your kidney. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, on the top. Okay, so your transverse colon goes all the way around. I can't really see what's going on in your colon because the pictures are dark. Other than it's really hard to tell. But from your symptoms, I know that it's not good, okay? And you can see that all of it is going up into the brain. And you can see by this picture that, this is all this top area is your brain area, okay? So we've got to you need to get all that congestion out of the brain. All right, so that's your sinuses and everything. You can candle, use herbs that'll draw out all the congestion and dry up. You don't want to use sinus medicines, okay? Because when we use medicines that get rid of the symptoms, then we're just pushing everything farther down in. What we want to do is start ripping that stuff out of there, start cleaning it out, and draining it. So whatever you can do, candle your ears, blow your nose, everything. And for your mouth, hot salt water, or maybe just a pinch of baking soda, non-metallic, nothing with any aluminum in it, but maybe just a pinch of baking soda, and rinse that mouth out, okay, with it. You want to keep it alkaline. That'll help with that. But you can tell what's going on in your digestive system by your tongue. So what does your tongue look like? Is it pink and inflamed? Does it have buildup on it? Is the buildup white? Is it green? Is it yellow? Do you have to use a tongue scraper? Well, that's a reflection of what's going on way down deep inside, and the farther back on your tongue shows that it's in the kidneys also. Okay, so this has been a little bit of a long one, so I'm going to stop right here. And this is Kim from Yucaipa, and then I'm going to do another one for Beth from Yucaipa. Thanks. Kim, I'm going to send you recommendations to clean the gut, okay, for your endocrine system, your heart, your pituitary, because all that stuff is going up into your brain. And so that, what else do we have here? Your bladder and your kidneys. Yes. Your pons. Oh yeah. Your pineal, your pons, and your pituitary are all down. So that the pineal is what helps you sleep, okay? The pituitary gland runs all your hormones, is a human growth hormone, so it's involved in reconstructing of the tissue. It's involved in growing, okay? So, and I know you're short, so you know there's a pituitary issue because you're small. And then your pons is part of your brain stem, so it connects your brain to the rest of your body, and it's where information flows back and forth. So that's starting to deteriorate, okay? So you got to get those things under control. We got to get those fluids out. Very important. Okay, my friend, I'll send you some recommendations, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys send me your eye pictures. Please email them to linda.wells.naturopath, naturopath @gmail.com. Give me your symptoms and send me pictures. Try to get them clear. Have a couple of people help you take the pictures, okay? All right. Have a good day.